Hey, Restore Hearts family. This is the voice of your host and producer, Tiara Sharma. Can you believe that we are already on episode 3 of our series, How to Navigate the Social Emotional Component as We Parent Our Children? If you're just joining us, you need to check out episode 1 and episode 2 of this series. These episodes have been life-changing in helping us understand the social emotional component as we raise our children. And this series has been taught by our guest expert educator, Shameka C. Brown. And just to reiterate who Shameka Brown is, she is the CEO and founder of SCB Educational Consulting LLC. She is a professional development consultant for organizations and universities. She has over 20 years of experience in education, and she is so passionate about supporting parents and children through her parent group, Parenting on Purpose. And she is giving us the gems and helping us to parent on purpose in this series. So I just want to do a little recap of episode 2. Episode 2 was Love Languages Part 1. And so remember, we're using the 5 love languages to connect social emotional component of raising our children. And Shameka talked about what is social emotional learning, and that is abbreviated SEL. So, SEL promotes activities that develop children's ability to recognize and manage emotions, build relationships, solve interpersonal problems, and make effective and ethical decisions. And as she talked about, that definition encompasses a lot. And that's why this is so important that we as parents learn what this means to be able to put those things together. And how we're connecting that bridge is by knowing our love languages. And so once again, if you haven't had a chance to go and complete the 5 love languages quiz for yourself, for your children, we are encouraging you to do that again. That website is www.5lovelanguages.com/quizzes/love-language. And that will have that quiz that you can go on there and do for yourself and your children. Now, Shameka talked about a very crucial thing that we want to ask ourselves daily, and we want to reflect for our children. And she asked that question: have you filled your emotional bucket today? So I want you to think about that right now. Just take a few seconds and think about that. Have you filled your emotional bucket today? And so knowing our love languages and knowing our children's love languages and our loved ones' love languages, that will help us to know how we like to receive love. And this allows us to effectively fill our emotional bucket and help fill our children's. So I always give this example, and if you've ever read the 5 love languages book, it kind of gives this example too. Oftentimes we are trained to give people the love that we think they should give instead of learning them and understanding what they actually need. So I always ask myself the question, and I ask this question to others: are you giving yourself, are you giving your children, are you giving your spouse the love that you think they need, or are you giving them what they really need? And so the love languages quiz helps us to understand that. I can say 100% that it has helped me understand how to give love in those relationships that I am in, and it's helping me to understand how I receive love. Because I'm telling you, one of the worst feelings you can have is to know that someone is trying their absolute best to give you love, but you're just not receiving that. And a lot of that is just because we don't have the knowledge. And so understanding these simple concepts will help alleviate some of that stress, some of that tension, some of that disappointment that we might be having in our parent-child relationships. And as Shameka talked about during the series, we're talking about our parent-child relationships, but this applies to every single relationship that you have. Your relationship with your spouse, your loved ones. You choose. This is very important, and it's a game changer. So important that you do those 5 love languages, and that will help give you a foundation for these teachings that Shameka is so excellently providing for us, so that we can learn how to be great parents and be there there for our children in this social emotional component of their lives and help them, as the definition told us. It helps us to help our children promote activities that develop their ability to recognize and manage their emotions, to build relationships, to solve interpersonal problems, and to make effective and ethical decisions. And so, with that, we're going to continue our series with today's topic. Episode 3 is going to be Love Languages Part 2. And we're going to continue using the 5 love languages to connect social emotional component of raising our children. And so the next voice that you will be hearing is the voice of Shameka C. Brown. Enjoy.
Welcome back. We are again. And today we're going to go even deeper in our conversation, as we did last week, about the love languages and connecting to our social emotional learning and understanding our behaviors. It's a big circle. It all ties together. It all connects. It all shows the importance of self-regulation, understanding where we are emotionally, understanding how we connect with people through our love languages, and understanding what helps us to be a better person, what we love, what encourages, what empowers us. I hope you're excited and ready for our time together today. Friendly recap on what understanding social emotional learning is. It is promotes the activities that develops children's ability to recognize and manage emotions, build those relationships, solve interpersonal problems, and make effective and ethical decisions throughout life. It's big, it's important, and it's how we navigate. Are we navigating with our feelings? Are we navigating with our emotions? Are we taking a moment and calm down and be in the moment, discuss what's going on, and are we helping our children do the same thing? What would you say? Some days are good. Some days I have to do a friendly reminder for myself. Hey, Shamika, watch it. Those 5 love languages we see: physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, and the one that connects me the most is acts of service. As we go back through what we're talking about today, remember, each love language represents a way that children feel loved and valued by their parents, as well as how adults feel loved by those that they're connected to, and can have a significant impact on the behaviors that we see. We talked a little bit last week about the strategies for identifying our love language. We want to make sure observation is the key. Observation is the key. Making sure we're observing, that we're paying attention, that we're interacting, that we are quietly watching and writing down what we see to connect the pieces together. Observe the way they express their love and affection towards others. Do they often give hugs and touches, or do they prefer expressions of love through words of affirmation or acts of services? This will help give you a clue on their preferred. Pay attention to their preference. It is key to pay attention. Notice what they enjoy doing the most throughout the day. What do they light up when they spend quality time with you, or if you give them a thoughtful gift, or if you identify their love language? Ask them. We talked about this last week. I'm going to do a friendly reminder. It is imperative that you begin to ask them. How will they know how to express themselves if we don't give them the opportunity to ask questions to tell us what they're feeling? And listen, ask them about their favorite ways to spend time or how they like to be comforted when they're upset. Give them an opportunity to express themselves to you. Try different approaches. Experiment with different ways of showing love and affection towards your child, such as giving them a compliment, hugging them, or doing something special. Observe how they respond to each approach and determine which one resonates the most. Observation is the key. So, after we observe, tips on how to approach discipline and behavior management. It's important to use empathy and understanding. You probably saying, Shamika, that doesn't work. Yes, it does. Focus on the underlying emotions that you see. And instead of reacting to it, understand what is driving it. Why does this child feel stressed? Why does he or she feel overwhelmed? What are they seeking attention from or from who to get their needs met? Addressing that underlying emotion can help prevent the behavior from reoccurring in the future. Be consistent. No is a no. You can't have the sucker. You can't have a sucker. No eating in the living room is no eating in the living room. Establish clear consequences for misbehaviors. Don't establish a routine and then, oh, today I'm not feeling, I'm gonna let you get away with it. Inconsistency enables problems for your child. Inconsistency teaches them to be inconsistent. Chin check for myself. Always be consistent. Even if you're tired, just tell them, no, we're not doing it today. If we create a schedule, apply it, but be sure to consistently apply them in a calm and respectful manner. So don't just shut them down and it's going to trigger them. We talked about triggers last night. Talk them to the process. Create a sense of security and predictability for your child. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do this. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do this. We may not in the morning eat this. In the afternoon, we may eat that. Setting those boundaries, establishing what is expected, and then rules. When you don't follow this, this is what happened. And when that happens, you have to be a man or woman or a person of your word. Whatever you say, you have to follow through with. Consistency, establishment, clear consequences for the misbehaviors. Use positive reinforcements, praise and acknowledge positive behaviors and efforts, which can help motivate your child to continue to make positive choices. This can be practically effective when children provided in their preferred love language. Speak, speak, speak. If you know that they like to be spoken to, continue to encourage. Now, offer your child emotional support and guidance to help them manage their emotions and learn new skills for handling challenging situations. This can help prevent future problems. Provide support, talking with, being honest, offering opportunities helps build. Be patient. Oh, that's a bad word, right? Patient. Lord, we don't like patience. But changing behavior takes time and effort, and setbacks are common. We all make mistakes. We all have our days, but making sure that we support, that we encourage, that we wait, that we offer the opportunity. You might not see it right now, but it does not mean that you won't see it at some point in time. It's imperative to be patient and keep in mind that positive change is possible with consistency. Again, is effort. Big piece of the puzzle. How do we connect all this to our love language? For a child who love language is physical touch, you give them a hug or hold their hand when they're upset. It can help them feel calm, comfort, and secure. How simple is that? Once you do the quiz and you realize, oh, my child is physical touch. Let me give an extra hug, a little squeeze, a little opportunity to just sit and hold and comfort and feel safe. They want to feel safe, seen, heard, and secure. Safe, seen, heard, secure. 4 S's to remember. Safe, seen, heard, secure. For those child who love language is quality time, spending one-on time with them can help them feel valued and build their self-esteem. Who don't want our children to be positive and self-esteem high for themselves and love themselves? We got to make sure we're spending that one-on-one time. We're filling their buckets up. That's the key. Fill them up. For those children who words of affirmation, words create and things come about. It is imperative to make sure that the positive feedback you give, the encouragement that you give, the confidence helps motivate and continue to make positive choices. Acts of service, those doing something special for them, such as prepping their favorite meal or helping them with a task, can help them feel loved and appreciated. I said this earlier on the other episode. Parenting is a journey. Every road is different, but the key is that you take your time, be patient, as the other one said, and connect and love. That's the big piece. How to tailor my approach. So tailoring your approach to better meet your child's needs based on their love language requires an understanding of their love language and how does it apply. If your child love language is words of affirmation, they will thrive, as we talked about earlier, praise, and recognition. You can tailor your parenting approach by using positive languages and encouraging words. So instead of criticizing your child for making a mistake, you could point out what they did well and how they can improve it next time. Positivity, words of affirmations, being pro instead of reactive. That's the key. If your child love language is affirmations, they want to hear it. So try focusing on their strengths and their achievements and providing feedback on what they're doing. If they bring home a good grade, you could say something like, I'm so proud of how hard you worked on that assignment. You really demonstrated your intelligence and dedication. Words, create, engage, support is big. Acts of service. They may appreciate when you do things for them that make life easier. When you tailor your parenting approach by helping them with their tasks, they find challenging or doing something special for them. So if they're struggling with a school project and you can offer help with them to research and create a study schedule together, how amazing is that? Acts of service. It gives them something, they're encouraged, they're excited. Quality time. If your child love languages, quality time, they want uninterrupted time with you. When you tailor your parenting approach by setting aside time for one-on-ones with the activities, you can plan a special outing, a game night, or a family movie night. It fills their bucket. It helps them. It encourages them. Lets them know that they're important. Set aside dedicated time to spend with your child, such as having a regular date or doing a fun activity. During this time, put away all electronic devices and focus on each other's company. That's the key. Put those tablets away. Put those phones away. Physical touch. We touched on it a moment ago a little bit. They appreciate hugs and cuddles and physical affection. You tailor your opportunity when you touch in a way that are appreciative and are comfortable. Offer frequent hugs, snuggles, and affectionate touches, such as holding hands or rubbing their back. Make sure also respect your child's boundary and comfort level. Gifts. If your child's love language is gifts, they feel most loved when they receive thoughtful and meaningful presents. Consider giving them small presents of tokens of appreciation, such as a special treat or a handmade card. You can also involve them in gift giving for others and teach them the joy of giving and receiving. You can tailor your parenting approach with the small tokens of appreciating them for showing them that you are thinking about them. You can surprise your child with a special snack or a toy they've been waiting on, or write a meaningful, thoughtful note. Tailoring your approach to better meet your child needs based on their love language requires understanding of their individual preferences, finding ways to express love and affirmation in a way that resonates with them. This can lead to a more positive relationship, help your child feel more secure, confident, motivated to behave positively. Say what? Repeat that again. When we tailor and create according to their love language, it resonates with them. And this leads to a more positive what? Relationship that can help your child feel more secure, confident, and motivated to behave positively. That's amazing. That's awesome. So if I learn these things and do this, I am promoting more positive relationships and helping my child feel secure, confident, and motivated and to behave. That's a win for me. That's important, which is why it's so important to know our love languages. So when you think about this, and I know you're thinking, that's a lot to think about. And why would I do all of that? But think about how much our children are fighting daily to fit in, to really become who they are. And we're learning with them. So it's very imperative that we make sure that we have those moments to learn from them. It's very important to understand the key components of our connections to our family, but also showing up and making sure that we are leading and guiding. One thing I want to encourage you to remember is that parents learn from their upbringing, right? And I know that sometimes it's a touchy situation. They're generational. The generational learning that we learn from our parents and those that are before us. And I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. But our parents taught us based off of what they knew, based off our grandmother, our great grandmother, and next and next and next and next. There were different times. There were different things going on. They had to keep us safe because of the slavery and all those things, right? We are living in a time where we still see some of those things, but we have to build confidence, security, and the voice for our families, our children, those that we're connected to. If we cannot amplify their voices, if we can't teach them how to be calm, whole, and connect, how are we going to help them to navigate to be adults or get a job, right? It's a process. But how many know it's a process worth doing? Because in the end, our children are learning what? What are they learning? They are learning how to show up in the world as their authentic selves, to talk about how they feel, going back to this one slide. When it all come back down to it, our goal is to make sure that our children are able to do what? Recognize and manage their emotions, build relationships. No person is an island. We're not allowed or able to navigate this world by ourselves all the time. Solve interpersonal problems, those emotions, those hurts, those feelings of anxiety, and be able to make effective and ethical decisions. We use all that every day as adults when we're driving our car, when we're in the grocery store, when we're making phone calls. All of that is connection. But if you don't value yourself, your child, your relationship, how will they learn how to be a valuable person when they go get a job? How will they know how a boss will respect them if the parent doesn't exhibit it first? So it is imperative that you understand social emotional learning. We hear so many times that the child may be doing this and the child may be doing that. But then you ask the parent, well, what did the child eat before they came in the door? Oh, they had a donut and some Cheetos. Well, those are high sugary things. And we know from the previous training that when behaviors come, they're communicating either they're hungry, either there's something going on, or there's a need, or they're just trying to express themselves. The key for us is finding the way to help, to teach them, to engage them, to offer them the opportunity to learn how to be themselves, but navigate on a calmer level. I want to encourage you. It's not a mistake for the child or children you have. You are the right parent for your child. Boldly own and accept the parent that you are right now. And as you're watching these videos and engaging, as we learn more and more, we become. Accept who you are becoming. You were born for this. Stop thinking, why am I not good enough? Think about what makes you feel this way. Another thing I would say, reflect on, what is one thing I can change in this moment from this video? What am I struggling with? I forgive myself. So guess what? Hang in there. Keep believing. Forgive yourself. Give yourself goals. What are your goals for you? What are your goals for your children? And how can we create affirmation for our family? How do I create and implement these for my children? What steps do I take? The key is engagement, communication, forgiveness, acceptance. See you next week as we go continue to talk about how we keep on navigating to understand behaviors. There are many components, and we're just talking through them so that you can see how amazing you are. Have a great one.
yourself of a star heart TD.
Life is a journey, and there are many moments. Some moments are smooth. You flow through them effortlessly. There are other moments when life's challenges interrupt your momentum, yet you find the strength to get back on track, to keep moving. So even if you have to crawl to make it there, do it, because victory belongs to you. You are equipped to handle every part of the journey. You were created to overcome this. Don't give up. I love you.